Alright, time to finally make that Batman loadout now that the stun gun is finally back in the game. Let's just go ahead and try it in the test range real quick. Embark? What the fuck is this? No, no, no. Absolutely not. Batman doesn't have a gun that phases people out of existence. Look, I'm trying to respect the source material here, okay? So pack it up, boys. The Batman loadout ain't happening. Wait, Hyper, what do you think about this gadget? What do I think about it? I think we should tell those invisible light rats that the cloaking device won't save them. What's going on, boys? Welcome to episode 21 of Contestant Loadouts. This series was on a bit of a break, so for those of you who need a refresher, this is the series where I show you guys fun ways to play the finals outside of what would traditionally be considered meta loadouts that will get you the diamond. So if you're gonna make a comment about how bad this loadout is or something, keep it to yourself. Today we'll be zipping around the arena with our grappling hook, taking people down with our batarangs, and outsmarting our enemies with all the gadgets on our utility belt with the Batman loadout. This loadout consists of the grapple hook specialization, which is a pretty common gadget across all versions of Batman, the throwing knives, which remind me a lot of the batarangs, and the three gadgets we'll be bringing are the smoke grenades, flash grenades, and thermal vision. All gadgets that are about disorienting and outsmarting your enemies without killing them. That way you can just go in and give them a traumatic brain injury instead. And real quick, I know there's gonna be some nerd trying to say some shit like, actually, Hyper, throwing knives are more than capable of killing people, so this can't be a Batman loadout because Batman doesn't kill. And to that I say, shut the fuck up. I do my best with these loadouts, and unfortunately, Light doesn't have fists as a weapon, so throwing knife batarangs are the best we got. And that attitude also carries over to the outfit we'll be using, because there's not exactly a one-to-one Batman outfit in this game, at least not until Embark does a superhero season. So for now, I'd use the Nocturnal Wisdom headgear, Wise Wing jumper upper body, Metro Drifter pants, Corsarian gloves, Valor Shift boots, this face paint I forgot the name of, and I even got myself a little bat pet, but I'm not sure if you can get this in this game anymore, as I'm pretty sure this was part of the Halloween event last year. Now, if you want to use something like that black hoodie with a cape, you can go ahead and do that instead, but to be honest, without the ears, you're not really Batman, you're just man. This is President Triper, back again with an emergency press conference. Gotham is completely out of control. The foolish balancing team at Embark has created an absolute crisis, let me tell you. Embark gutted the hammer, so now the light mains are running rampant with double-barrel shotguns. Just yesterday, we suffered a great tragedy where one of the greatest riot control officers in Gotham, Daryl Reedus, was viciously attacked by one of these light mains right after getting out of the hospital after he was savagely burned by a Molotov cocktail in the last riot. So sad. We are also receiving unconfirmed reports of a vigilante known only as Batman doing his best to take control of the city. It's completely ridiculous, let me tell you, but this is what happens when you have a balancing team that's been nerfing so many things for so long that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. The Batman loadout is a bit of a weird one. It's got a little bit of stealth, a little bit of slaying potential, and a little bit of disruption potential,
but it's not particularly amazing at any of those three. If we still had the stun gun, then it would 100% be all about fucking with your enemies and taking them out. But because we're using thermal vision, we're going to be engaging in a lot of stealth with the smoke. The way I like to play this loadout is by getting where I need to fight and starting off the fight from slightly higher ground than my enemies. I say slightly higher ground because anyone who's played the throwing knives can tell you that they're not very good from too far of a distance. And because we aren't using dash, it's best that you play from somewhat higher ground just like Batman would. But occasionally, the situation will call for getting off the rooftop and brawling out with your enemies down on the same level as them, and that's where your gadgets come in. Whenever you need to go down to your enemy's level, pop some flashes and smokes, turn on your thermal vision, and play around your smoke by using the thermal smoke combo. This is where you use your thermal vision to see through your smoke clouds and take out your enemies without them being able to see you. If you're close to your enemies, the throwing knives actually have a stupidly fast time to kill. I'm not saying it's overpowered or anything though, cause if you're on controller like me, good luck aiming these things. But this strategy isn't foolproof, as the smoke will make mines hard to see, and you can't really tell when your smoke is gone while you're using thermal vision. But if we start taking damage, it's never too hard to get out of a bad situation so long as you have a charge of your grapple hook. And once your health regenerates, you can get right back to it. So if you would like to consult my super advanced training program here, you'll see that the basic combat flow of the Batman loadout looks something like this. Obviously, you don't have to conform to this 100% of the time. This is just how I played since I kinda suck with the throwing knives. But if you're better than me with this weapon, then you can probably play a lot more aggressive. However, I did eventually start to get better with them, and I even managed to win a tournament using this loadout, if you can believe it. So we have a class that's a little bit good at stealth, a little bit good at disruption, and a little bit good at getting kills. Well, we're not actually killing people with the throwing knives, they're completely non-lethal. I mean, it's not like anyone's ever been killed or gravely injured by sharp objects being thrown at them, right? However, just because we're not killing people here doesn't mean we shouldn't look out for Joker's goons trying to kill us. Gotham is a dangerous city with all sorts of things that will absolutely demolish you if you're not paying attention. We don't have dash, so there's a lot of weapons that most melee and close range light players can counter that we have to be extra careful around. Chief among them, in my opinion, is the minigun. This thing can absolutely shred you at closer ranges, and even if you grapple away, you're probably still gonna get zapped like you were a scout in Attack on Titan or something. Also, the CL40 is fucking everywhere right now. It's weird because there wasn't a buff or anything in the patch notes, so it probably went up in use because of the healing gun or something. I don't really care to discuss that here. Just know that if you run into a CL40, your best bet is grappling away to some high ground to try and take them out from above. Other light players are also a concern since they can easily keep up with you using the dash or the grapple hook, and they have access to double barrel shotguns which can one-shot you. Double barrel shotguns also got a lot more common after Embark dumpstered the hammer, so pray to God that your aim with the knives is clutch. And I'm sorry, just real quick, I gotta rant about this hammer nerf. Okay, Embark, listen, I'm a reasonable guy. You want to take the normal hammer damage from 115 to 100? Fine. That winch claw combo on light players was cheesy as fuck. I never used it, and I can handle an honest fucking to keep the light players happy. You know, you at least had the courtesy to give me a reach around with the healing ball there. But taking the heavy swing damage from 200 to 154 is the type of fucking I would expect from Bill Cosby.
Embark Studios, let's make a deal. Bring the heavy swing damage up to 175. It's like a squeaky hammer right now, this thing. But if we bring the heavy swing up to 175, it can two-hit heavies again while still doing less damage than before and keeping those bitch boy light mains happy.
Hammer rants aside, being locked in a room with a melee heavy as Batman is still a great way to end up on the spectator screen, so try to avoid ending up in that situation as well. But there's one villain in Gotham City that stands far above these other threats. A villain so powerful that one bad encounter is enough to make any Cape Crusader give up. That villain is these fucking servers, man. Embark, what is going on right now? What, did the Joker bomb your fucking server building or something? It's ridiculous. In all seriousness, I haven't had any massive problems with the servers, but I did notice there was a lot of knives I was throwing that weren't hitting, and I kind of feel like they should have been, and it might have been a server issue, so Embark, please do something. Especially before I start recording my next episode of Contestant Loadouts, which is currently being decided by you guys in a community poll. The winner will be announced in the comment section of this video, so be sure to head down there and see who's up next. And while you're down there, make sure to like, subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment yourself. I gotta get back to keeping Gotham safe. So until next time, thank you guys for watching and have a good one.